Hi everyone, this is Dragon GGY, and it's time for another module review update. In this one, we will cover the new modules released in July and August. It has been kind of weird recently. They released new modules for only one branch, Flag Bearers, in July, which only has 3 operators. And in August, there aren't any second modules released. I don't know what they have been cooking out there, but there we have it. Again, you can find more timely updates via my online Google Sheet, or you can join my Discord for some more discussions. Sorry, I have been very occupied at work here in summer, so you may not see me a lot. Anyways, let's get to the modules. First of all, we have Saileach. Saileach has a pretty good QOL base effect to prevent leaking when you deploy her with other low-cost, low-block count units at the start, like other vanguards or, for example, fighters. Here I would recommend trying Saileach plus Chongyue. Is a very good combo to start the game with. The upgrades, despite only being a mere plus or minus 3 attack speed, can actually make some difference. It will allow quite a lot of skills to do one more attack, and manipulating enemy attack speed is a tool that is sometimes utilized in hardcore gameplay. It is not that straightforward for sure, and as a support-based module, is rather expensive like how Angelina's attack speed module was. Still, Saileach is a pretty meta operator, and I would at least recommend the base module for her. Here I put together a table of some skills that can be boosted by that 3 attack speed. Now, plus 12 is for potential 5 Saileach, but rest assured, there are also skills that can be blessed with one more attack from plus 10 to plus 13. So in some sense, this module upgrade can be as good as 5 potential, that's one thing. For different attack intervals, the breakpoint might be different. So for some, the breakpoint may be between plus 10 and plus 12. Some may be between plus 12 and plus 15. So the baseline here is that the plus 3 will not be for nothing, that's for sure. Next we have Typhon. She's a new 6-star besieger, and so far she stands out as one of, if not, the most versatile damage operator released this year. And this module is an integral part to her damage. The base effect is a huge attack scale for besiegers, which we discussed with the case of Rosa, and her talent upgrade also helps with defense ignore. Overall, since she landed with that module, it feels like she's only complete with the module. After her release, she's immediately good in IS4, and then the summer event, and then the trials for Navigator Season 3. Therefore, I'd say it's good investment for a solid damage dealer. Alright, we've seen the goods, and we're about to be in for some rather embarrassing ones. Hellagur got his second module, and it's a strange one. One-time revival, HP recovery buff, still a survival tool. This one is so that he can survive better when ranged enemies are throwing chip damage at him. But the thing here is that this is just not enough, and I can't say it fits into a lot of scenarios. You also don't get any bonuses from the revive, so I really would not recommend this one. So let's take a look at both of Hellagur's modules. X, we talked about the good synergy between attack speed threshold and shelter, how faster attack translates to higher DPS and HPS. But the problem with not being able to take down high defense enemies still remained. For Y module, however, that problem just stays the same, and to wait between a bit more self-healing to a 25% shelter, I would pick module X anytime. Next we have Phantom Y, and boy oh boy. Yes, it is a damage-oriented module. Yes, it brings an on-paper around 20% damage increase to himself plus the clone, but that damage is based on rather strict requirement. And the fact that you need both him and the clone to be on field for another 10% attack increase makes it impossible for skill 3 to get the buff unless you deploy them in the same frame. Plus that, and most importantly, his damage pattern is so outdated with skill 2, and it just doesn't feel right to join the damage race against Texas and Gavial Alter. So the module itself is not the worst part, it is the direction it's going. Now let's look back at both modules. X returns some of the DP, similarly high potential, but still the upgrade doesn't make the clone synchronize with himself. But that does play to the strength of his best skill right now, which is skill 3 for control. For module Y, it deals more damage for sure, but he's honestly too far behind in that race. So again, I would recommend X, maybe level 1, over Y by a lot. Alright, into the summer patch. Blaze, all green across the board. This is surprisingly decent module for an AFK operator. To kick things off, the Centurion X base module is a big attack scale that boosts damage by a lot, and it's definitely not a big ask for Centurions to just block. Against blocked enemies, her attack increased from 1,706 to 2,128 during skill 2. That makes her deal with high defense enemies, which I will classify as around 1,500 defense, much better. Her DPS increased by 40.3% to enemy with 0 defense, which is insane. If you love those hands-free AFK clears, this is a super worthy investment. The numbers may seem small on paper, but this module, they pack together a plus 86 base attack attribute, 6% attack modifier, 12 attack speed, and a 110 attack scale altogether. That's improvement in 4 different parts of the calculation, and the result is massive. Next, we have Gavial Alter X. Again, the Centurion X base module just justifies itself. It fits into the archetype very well. With module level 3, she can deal over 100k damage with both skill 2 and skill 3, but that's the ideal scenario. The improvements she gets from the upgrades are not as impactful because they are just rather small attack modifier pluses, and Gavial loses out on some of those buffs from talent once she kills off some of the enemies she blocks. Overall, it is a pretty good module, but the upgrades are not very necessary. Next, let's take a look at Executor Alter. Again, this is another good module that helps out the operator a lot. By increasing the HP recovery by just 10 points and adding some more base chance for double hit, it substantially improved his self-sustain, skill cycling, and damage altogether. Higher double hit chance means more double attacks, which generates more SP and doubles the healing whenever it triggers. With the defense ignore that comes with the second hit, he also blasts out the high defense enemies much better. It's just one of those examples that shows just how a bit more stats can change an operator a lot. One cool interaction is that with the increased base module hit chance, skill 3's guaranteed second hit now starts on the 14th ammo instead of the 17th, which is also some guaranteed damage. Swire Alter, one of the new operators we got this summer. Again, the base effect is very crucial for using Merchant. You net gain 1 DP every 3 seconds instead of nothing at all, which is game changing in some sense. She gets 2 coin on deploy for skill 1 and skill 2, which immediately translate to healing or damage. The attack bonus also increases from 32% to 40%, but that honestly doesn't contribute to a lot of damage. She only gets an around 11.4% damage boost. Maybe you could argue that damage isn't her best strength, but function-wise, it was just 1 more coin and that wasn't impactful either. In my opinion, the other talent, which allows her to trade DP for life, might turn out to be her core talent and the reason why she's in a lot of low operator count clears right now, or the reason why she would be considered in a team comp. So I would generally look more forward to that one. For rating update session this time, I want to take the time and revisit both Ebenholz's module. Again, I've talked about the flaws in Ebenholz's kit a lot, and despite all that, he's still unmatched in his field, which is the art nuke burst damage. And no doubt, X module is the one that plays to his strength. Yes, picking up enemies without storing energy puts the upgrades to waste, but at least the first attack with his skill will also have that skyrocket numbers. Y module, on the other hand, developed a new pseudo AoE playstyle to Ebenholz, but it eventually feels less relevant to his main job. When you just want to maximize that burst damage potential, X module will absolutely win over Y. The gimmick with Y module is cool and, of course, not useless to the slightest, but since it has been almost a year from both of his module release, it's safe to say that people pick Eben to the team mainly to deal with those big chunks of elites, especially those vehicles and cars. And so for that, I want to adjust the ratings to reflect an overall recommendation of X over Y. That's it for this episode. Thank you for supporting the content as always, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.